UFC Vegas 79. This is the weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. Looking forward to talking about each of the matchups after seeing the fighters on the scales. So make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn the post notifications on and make sure to share the video as well. And also note, I will be live for the entire UFC Vegas 79 fight card. 4 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. Don't miss the Fight Companion. It's going to be a lot of fun. And let's get into the fight. Starting the card off, we have Montserrat Rendon versus Tamires Vidal. I have been picking the side of Tamires Vidal all week. I feel as though Rendon is super limited as far as her striking skill set goes. Now, I do feel like she's a strong grappler, and she's a strong girl overall. We'll bring up the fighters on the scales, and you can get a look. She's obviously in very good shape. You can see here, good muscle tone. She looks real nice on the scale. Everything looks good. She's lean. She looks solid. Scrolling down to Tamires Vidal, you know, she looks kind of like a cold-blooded killer type vibe. She's got that rapper look to her. Not saying she's a rapper, but she definitely can throw some haymakers, and she's a malicious threat in this fight here. I expect her to striking have a massive edge over Rendon, who's wearing the tiara, the princess tiara. This is a fight, honey, and the tiara's getting knocked off. I think Vidal's getting a knockout. Rendon's grappling might be strong. Her physical strength is there. She's in good shape, but she's 34, doesn't have the experience level of Vidal, who's 9 years younger, and I think the stand-up difference is the biggest difference between these two fighters' skill sets. Like, Vidal is capable on the ground, and I don't think Rendon's this monster from top. She's really not a good finisher. You can look here. 0 wins by finish as a professional fighter. To me, it's Vidal, and I think she's going to get the knockout. Vidal's minus 250. Rendon plus 210. Give me Vidal all day as the favorite. She's going to win the fight. It's interesting that the over is minus 245. I really think Vidal's striking could style here. Plus 400 KO. I think Vidal wins the fight. I also think she wins by knockout. I'd be surprised to see Rendon be able to beat her. Now, if Rendon goes out there and beats someone like Tamires Vidal, who's a good young prospect and shows some, relative improvements, then hey, at 34, who knows? Sky's the limit, you could say. But realistically, 5 fights, no finishes, 34 versus a prospect in Vidal who's got knockout ability, got a knockout in her last fight. She's a pretty dynamic striker. She's got submissions. Vidal for the win all day. She should definitely get it done here. Let's keep running up the card. Next fight on it, it's Mizuki Inoue versus Hannah Goldy. The side of Inoue is the pick. I know she's coming off of a 3-year layoff. She was actually the favorite going into that fight with Amanda Lemos. And look how good Lemos has done with her UFC career. That is a serious fighter that she faced off with 3 years ago when she was only 26. 3 years off, and now she's only 29. She's got an edge in experience over Hannah Goldy, who's older than her by 2 years. She's also, I think, just the more well-rounded fighter. Inoue's the pick all day. I've been picking her all week. I think she's going to beat Hannah Goldy. It's more about, does she finish her or not? Can she find the submission? I don't think it's impossible. And Inoue, though she has no knockout wins, isn't a bad boxer. She's got a decent high guard boxing style. She can throw some hands. Goldy's got the kickboxing power base. Her biggest, claim to fame here is the fact that she has a very high-level physique. I mean, she's absolutely jacked. Top female physique inside of the UFC. You can see the muscle tone. You can see the definition. She's shredded to the gills. She's in awesome shape, and she's fighting on the opposite side, Inoue, who, physique-wise is getting blown out of the water. 6-3 is the record of Goldy. Yes, she looks menacing, but her skill set is not supreme here. Damn, look at that fucking side angle of the bicep, though. Guys, I'll tell you this. When I see the physique of Hannah Goldy, I always check USADA database, and I'm telling you guys, she's been tested. This girl is just a freak specimen. Holy shit, the frame on her. But it doesn't matter because it's fighting, and the physique means shit when they throw down. And I think Mizuki Inoue is clearly the better technician, and she's going to beat her. At 29, 3-year layoff, this is a great matchup to come back to, a limited fighter. It's Inoue, it's win all day long. I'm picking her to get it done. Let's keep running up to the odds now. Minus 320 for the side of Inoue. Yes, she's a confident pick. Post weigh-ins, confident pick. Yeah, I knew Hannah Goldy was going to win the bodybuilding contest side of things, but it's a fist fight. Goldy's plus 270. Physiques don't win the fights here. As far as Inoue, decision minus 120 makes sense, but submission is quite possible at plus 210. Note that Inoue does have arm bars. How many arm bars are we looking at? 8 armbar wins with 1 rear naked choke. So 9 submission wins out of her 14 wins as a professional fighter. I think she could get a finish here by submission. It's not out of the question. It's just the time off. Goldy, she's a tough out. She's a strong girl. I could see her surviving some submission attempts. But I'm picking Inoue confidently to get the win here. I think she's going to beat Hannah Goldy. Next fight on the card, it's Jake Collier versus Mohammed Usman. Earlier on in the week, I've been picking the side of Mohammed Usman to get the win. He's the Ultimate Fighter winner. He beat Zach Paunga, and then he took out Junior Tafa in a fight that was actually fairly competitive. The striking, Usman was getting touched up a bit, though he was throwing hard. It was the grappling difference that saved him in that fight ultimately. Now, the side of Jake Collier is known for being a former middleweight who really had a big drop in physique, a big gain in body fat. And, you know, he was having okay results at heavyweight for a little bit, but right now, 1-4 in his last 5. You can see the Arlovsky split. That could have gone either way. Same with the Philippe fight. And then Chris Barnett beats him. He was winning the fight, but he ends up gassing. Him and Martin Boudet was competitive, but ultimately Collier's making mistakes at the end of fights because the gas tank isn't there. So what does Jake Collier do, guys? Jake Collier trimmed the waistline a little bit. Jake Collier shredded up. This is Jake Collier right here. Look how much leaner he is than normal. I'll put a side-by-side up in a second, but let's look at Mo Usman. There's Mo Usman looking jacked as always. There's the face-off between the two, and Collier says to him, just because your brother can fight doesn't mean you can. I love that swagger and confidence that he brought to it. That was badass. That was a good line, because Usman was staring him down intensely, and Collier's 0-bit intimidated. My gripe with Collier is I've always thought he's actually pretty decent, but he's super out of shape, and I felt like he wasn't taking the game seriously. Seeing the weight loss, he weighed in. Let me check what he weighed in at, actually, real quick. Let me jump to it. Weighed in at 256. Last time out, he was like 265. And then he's cutting to that 265. This is a legit 256 where he didn't have to cut the weight. So let's pull up an image here. I want to bring it up on screen. Let's see. I took a Jake Collier image from UFC Vegas 46. This is now Vegas 79. Some fights ago. But look at the body fat in the face. Look at everything. Look at the gut. Look at the tubby 2 frame. He looked like a fat ass here. I mean, he was chubby. It looks like the diet was far from on point, and I question his cardiovascular work. How much conditioning was he really doing? Now he's trimmed up. He's slimmer. Jake Collier is technically superior to Mohammed Usman, and a reason I was picking Usman is Collier being as chubby as he normally is. The gas tank late, I thought he was going to get out-muscled, but now I have a Collier who is so live in this fight. Guys, I don't normally pick flip, but Jake Collier losing the body fat, and he's an underdog in this fight, plus 115. Listen, you can listen to me on Sunday and ride with Mohammed Usman, because that's who I picked all week. Or you can jump on the slim Collier train, who knows that his job is at stake here. At plus 115 as the underdog, I'm pick flipping it. I'm going Jake Collier, man. He's fighting for his job, and he seems like he took this camp very serious. Mohammed Usman is a physical specimen, but he is not a super technical fighter. Jake Collier in shape, I feel like Collier could hurt him. As far as picking a method of victory here, that's going to be tricky, man, because this right here is a true, pick flip live after seeing them on scales, seeing how they look. Now, I knew Collier lost weight because I watched the face-off video, but when, I compared it side by side, especially, you can see the differential. I'm going Collier. I'm going to pick him. Over 1.5, minus 225. At this point, I'm feeling like stay off of it more for the fact that Collier's slim, and Mo Usman got knocked out before. Mo Usman was knocked out against Brandon Sales 2 years ago. I remember watching that fight. He got chinned. How many knockouts we got for Jake Collier? All right. What do we got? 4 KOs for Collier. 5 KOs. 4 subs. 4 decisions. There's a real chance that this rear naked choke could work, man. This is what Sales hurt him and then strangled him. As far as method of victory, I would just say throw the dog down. But I feel like I'm kind of leaning club and sub, man. Collier by sub, plus 900. A TKO is also live at plus 400 with an inside distance of plus 220. Fuck it. Let's call Collier by sub. Pick flip of the week. I'm doing it. I'm riding the side of Collier. He's slimmed up. He's fighting for his job. Seemed to really take this camp seriously. And now you really compare him to Mohammed Usman. You got guys that are, the same age, but you have a lot more experience for Collier. And he's been in the UFC a long time. And even in the loss to Boudet, I mean, he's having good moments. Same with Barnett. Could have beat Arlovsky. Could have beat Philippe. So he's in shape now. He's leaned up, fighting for his job. Before it was, okay, this is the last time we'll see him. Listen, Collier's not a chinny guy either. I mean, if you catch him with the perfect shot, but Usman don't have crispy boxing. I'm going Collier. I think he might get a TKO, but I'm thinking club and sub is live, that rear naked. But he might just pound out a tired Usman after he hurts him on the feet. We're going Jake Collier. Yeah, I'm pick flipping it. I rarely do it, but I'm doing it here. Lean Jake Collier, you getting my pick, my guy. Good shit on showing up in shape. I'm excited. I heard rumblings of it, but I said I got to see it to believe it, and damn did he deliver. I see you, Jake Collier. Next fight on the card, it's Jacob Malkoun versus Cody Brundage. The pick here has been Malkoun all week, and he's been a confident call because I kind of feel like this is a skill set mismatch. I mean, Malkoun is coming off of, a win here over Maximov by decision, but the loss to Brendan Allen is really good. And people say, man, a loss is never good. Well, he put Allen on his back, wasn't threatened by the grappling there, had good moments in the fight, and Cody Brundage is levels below that. This is Jacob Malkoun's fight to lose here. I'm going Malkoun for a unanimous decision win. I think that he's going to outwork his opponent for the full 3 rounds. I mean, there's a chance of a sub, but he's got no sub wins. There's Brundage, who does show up in good shape. There's Malkoun, who comes in looking ready to rock. Then we got a face-off. Cool face-off between these two. If you watch the video, Brundage covered Malkoun's face for most of it. So I like the fact that the, MMA junkie pick here doesn't have his face covered. We got to give Malkoun a little camera time. Malkoun for the win, guys. I think he's going to outwork Brundage for 3 rounds, and it's going to be a clean, unanimous decision. I mean, it wouldn't be crazy if he got a stoppage. But look at Cedric Dumas beat Brundage last time. Sure, it was short notice, but still. Malkoun's fighting levels above that. Minus 600 Malkoun, plus 425 Brundage. The side is Malkoun all day long. I got him getting it done. Malkoun to win the fight by a decision is plus 130. I think he's probably winning by decision. Sub plus 325, but he's got the submission potential, but he doesn't have the submission wins, man. I think Malkoun can outwork Brundage long here. 3 rounds to zip, probably. It's going to be Malkoun, high confidence call. Yeah, the line's ugly. He's a parlay piece. We'll talk parlays at the end. Next fight, we got Tim Means versus Andre Fialho. I've been picking Andre Fialho all week long in a pretty interesting matchup, right? Because you have Fialho's on 3-fight losing streak, but he's only 29. Showed some patience last time out against Buckley before getting fucked up, getting KO'd. Tim Means on the opposite side is a gutsy vet that always brings the heat. Let's check them out on the scales. Fialho's been the pick all week, and I'm going to say there's a chance that he's still consistently improving, and he can pull it off here against the OG. Fialho's fucking bicep is something out of this fucking world. What the hell is that thing? That doesn't make any sense. That's a freaky-ass bicep. And then you got Tim Means looking like the dirty bird does. He looks bird-like. Listen, he might have the bird chest, but it ain't a physique contest between these two. Tim Means is still a cold-blooded savage. There's the face-off. I think Fialho can find the knockout here. I don't think Tim Means is an easy out even at 39. But if Fialho is going to be staying on the roster, which at the end of the day, a loss here can definitely cost him his roster spot. Even Tim Means. Both guys fighting for the job. I'll go Fialho. I think he can find the chin of Tim Means. I do. I believe he can. But, post weigh-in, Tim Means' body language was good, man. The face-off, you can see the way he's staring him down. He's looking into his soul. I think both guys are bringing fire here. Fialho minus 165. Means plus 145. Okay. What's a Fialho knockout? Fialho by KO is plus 100. I don't love that prop. I don't love the money line. I think you could throw Fialho in a potential extension to the parlay. If I'm going for mainstays through the lineup, I'm not going to put him at the top of it for the simple fact that he is on a 3-fight knockout losing streak. Though I think he's got the tools to take Tim Means out and put him out. We shall see. Let's see if Fialho delivers. Can he show some evolution in his game? He's got the stand-up prowess. I really think he's the more explosive and powerful guy than Tim Means. But Means being a tricky southpaw with that savvy veteran experience, it ain't an easy out. 10-year age difference. Obviously, that's a big favorite, towards Fialho. That gives him some points here. It's a good fight, man. I'm going to pick Fialho. I'm going to say knockout. I'm going to say he sleeps the OG Dirty Bird. But Tim Means is never an easy fight for anybody. So let's get it. Let's see. Can Tim the Dirty Bird fucking snap the streak, or is Fialho going to snap his streak? Because this right here really could be a loser leaves town type of fight. And expect the best from both guys. Good fight. Fialho by KO is the call. Featured prelim of the night. We got Miles Johns versus Dan Argueta. I've been picking Miles Johns throughout the week as a live underdog. I think he could potentially hurt Argueta, but I will say I didn't love his look on the scale. I didn't love his look at the face-off, so my confidence diminished a bit. And that happens sometimes, man. Post weigh-in, some things sometimes change. Like even with Fialho and now with fucking Johns, I don't know. It looks like it was a tricky weight cut. It looks like he struggled to get down a bit. Argueta looks cool, calm, collected, and confident. It's like he sucked in a lot on the cheeks. I mean, as is Argueta, but for some reason it doesn't look as bad. Johns looks sleepy, man. I really think if Johns is on point, he could sleep Argueta, but I worry that he's going to show up to this fight lackadaisical. I'm going to tell you guys out the gate, I'm not pick flipping. I'm still riding with Johns as an underdog to get it by KO. But like if you're asking me if I had to pick between the Collier or Johns side as which dog I like more, post weigh-in, it's Collier. I'm going to say Johns pulls it off, but I'm starting to feel like this becomes more of a 50-50. I'm going to say Johns, potentially an overhand or an uppercut, could hurt Argueta as he tries to close the gap. The striking favors Johns. Can he defend the takedown? I definitely think he will early. I just fear a little bit with the body language. It wasn't optimal. It wasn't what I love to see. Now, I might be reading into things a little bit too much. That's my job here. I'm supposed to dig into it a lot. I'm going to go with Miles Johns by knockout. If he shows up on point with the level that we can get from Miles Johns, when he's on, he's fucking dangerous. And Johns could get a knockout in any of the rounds. So I'm going to go Johns by KO. He's a plus 150 dog. Johns KO plus 500. Big fucking plus money line. Plus 500. Damn, son. 5-1. Good fight. I like the fight a lot. Argueta's going to bring fire, man. He's not going out easy, but Johns is ultimately going to have the nuclear option, whereas I feel like Dan Argueta doesn't have that type of power. Argueta's nuclear option would be a potential submission on the ground, but Johns not going to be an easy guy to bully there. We're going to go Miles Johns. We're going to go KO, but note that Dan Argueta is coming to bring the fire. Let's get to the main card. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. It's Charles Jourdain versus Ricardo Ramos. Good way to start the main card off. It's a banger. I'm picking Charles Jourdain to win a hard-fought back-and-forth decision between two really solid prospects that have fun styles. I think it's going to be competitive. 2-1 favoring Jourdain. Ramos is a more creative striker, you could say, but Jourdain, I think, is a bit more explosive. I think his hands are going to be a little better, whereas Ramos is going to have better kicks. Ramos, I also believe, has a threat with the takedown that he could bring to this fight. But I don't think Jourdain's just going to get grinded out by Ramos for 3 rounds because traditionally, even though Ramos can mix in some trips, that's not really his base, right? He likes to kickbox, and he has a good kickboxing style with creative striking. As far as on the scales, we've been picking Jourdain all week. Let's check these guys out. There's Charles Jourdain looking confident, shredded, ready to rock. There's Ramos, who looks good as well. Everybody on weight. No weird weight cutting issue for Ramos. Then we got the face-off. It's a good fight. I think Jourdain gets him by a tad. In a competitive back and forth, Charles Jourdain gets this one on the judges' scorecards. Now, as far as the odds for the fight, Jourdain's minus 146 as the favorite in this fight, where Ramos, I should say, is plus 125. It threw me off because I saw the lines flip. Now I'm seeing Jourdain at minus 145. He loses a point, which is better for us if you're betting a money line. Over 2.5, minus 130. Though both guys are dangerous and violent, I feel like they could go long here. I kind of think minus 130 makes a lot of sense. Jourdain by decision is plus 220. I'm picking Charles Jourdain to win the fight, guys. I have him beating Ricardo Ramos. Should be a little bit faster with the hands. Be a little, I don't want to say a little bit less low fight IQ. I'm not saying Ramos got low fight IQ, even though he's had some weird strikes that he's thrown where I question him sometimes. Like the behind the front leg, back leg kick never made any sense to me. He threw a few fights back. But I'm picking Ramos. I'm picking Jourdain. I'm not picking Ramos. Don't listen to that. Don't fall into the fucking trap. It's Jourdain for the win. Jourdain, I'll say it again. Air Jourdain to beat Ramos by a decision. Let's keep running up. Let's keep running. Next fight is Bryan Battle versus AJ Fletcher. I've been picking Bryan Battle all week, and I went as far as to say he's the lock this week. So Bryan Battle, there's some strong confidence on him in this fight here with AJ the Ghost Fletcher, which is a great nickname for him. But I like the Pooh Bear side. I feel like Bryan Battle's length advantage is a huge factor in the striking, and I think that could also play into the grappling positions. More susceptibility for submissions on the side of Fletcher, giving up that much reach, because those long, thin arms that Bryan Battle has work very well for strangles. And I think he could potentially get some type of front choke here with AJ Fletcher. So I am riding with the Bryan Battle side. I'm riding with the Ultimate Fighter winner. I've not given up hope in him. AJ Fletcher is jacked, though. He's got the freaky-ass peak, too. Holy hell, this guy looks ready for a bodybuilding show. And then on the other side, you got Bryan Battle, who's in great shape, on weight, has a nutritionist now. He's got the slender look. At the end of the day, this is the look for the fight game. And even the way Bryan Battle stared him down, he didn't look down at it. He just looked past him and brought his eyes low. I like the body language and confidence. Blonde Battle is a mythical fighter at this point, and I don't think that AJ Fletcher gets him. I think AJ Fletcher at 155 pounds is a more menacing force. I think he's a little bit undersized for welterweight, specifically because of his damn short arms, man. He didn't choose it. Unfortunately, he's only got a 67-inch reach, and that is a massive disadvantage to have with a guy like Bryan Battle, who I think is poised to win. 4-1 in the UFC versus 1-2 in the UFC. Obviously, Battle's 4-1 in the UFC. Minus 180 for Battle. I think he's getting it done. Fletcher plus 155. Battle by submission is my official call. Plus 300. A KO isn't crazy at plus 475. And decision wouldn't blow my mind at plus 225. But a win for Bryan Battle is where the highest level of confidence lies. I'm going Bryan Battle, lock of the week to make it 6 in a row. We're riding with the Battle side, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. I love the Bryan Battle side here. I think he's beating up AJ. Listen, I've had success going against my namesake before, so I'm going with Bryan Battle to win. I'm going with my guy. Lock of the week. Next fight is our featured bout of the night, and we got the ladies going after it here. Rematch between Marina Rodriguez and the karate hottie Michelle Waterson-Gomez. I've been picking Marina Rodriguez with a lot of confidence. I expect this fight to be similar to the first one, but now only 3 rounds instead of 5, which I feel like gives the karate hottie less opportunities to win this fight. Rodriguez's stand-up is very solid. Now her ground game could potentially be considered somewhat suspect, right? She could, be put in bad spots and controlled. You can say that, right? because Werner Jandudoba did it. But how good is Werner Jandudoba on the ground, though? And that's not where Rodriguez specializes in. And she beat a good grappler in Mackenzie Dern cleanly. Amanda Lemos knocked her out. And then the side of Michelle Waterson, who's lost 3 in a row, a loss to Marina Rodriguez, a loss to Amanda Lemos, and a loss to Luana Pinheiro in a competitive split. The Xiaonan win, I think, for Rodriguez was controversial, so she could be on a 3-fight losing streak. And then, a couple fights before that, Michelle Waterson. I think we're going to see Marina Rodriguez beat Michelle again. I don't see this fight going any differently. Outstrikes her, outworks her, takes it over the 3 rounds, I'll say 30-27. I don't think that the grappling skill of Waterson is going to win the fight. I mean, I expect her to look for trips and takedowns. I just don't think it works. There's Waterson. She did well in the 4th round of the first fight. There's Rodriguez. It's Marina Rodriguez to win, guys. Confident pick. I'm riding with Marina. She's getting it done, for sure. As far as the odds, minus 305, dude, it's sensible. It's very sensible. I really think she wins it. Plus 255, Waterson. Rodriguez beats her. Rodriguez by decision is minus 180. Don't touch that. It's going to be a Rodriguez parlay piece as opposed to trying to throw it down at minus 180. It's not a pretty tag for a decision. And then she ends up somehow finishing her and you're kicking yourself. Yeah, probably they're going over 2.5, which is minus 350, and probably Rodriguez by decision. I just don't like minus 180 for it. Rodriguez, though, definitely is a parlay piece, and I think she can get it done. We're riding with Marina Rodriguez over Michelle Waterson. She's going to win the fight. I think she looks pretty impressive doing it. Let's get it. Rodriguez for the win in the featured bout of the night. She's going to 2-0 the karate hottie, Michelle Waterson. Next fight on the card, we got Bryce Mitchell versus Dan Ige in our co-main event. I'm riding with the side of Bryce Mitchell. Listen, I know Dan Ige hits hard, and I know he's got some good boxing skills. I like Dan Ige's game. I've picked him in the past to win fights. Bryce Mitchell is going to pressure him with a wrestling onslaught that, yeah, maybe early on he's going to stop some of the takedowns, but is eventually going to be on his back. Bryce Mitchell does good work from top, and he's not a fish out of water standing up. Everybody is going to judge Bryce Mitchell by his worst performance against Ilia Topuria, who, by the way, is an absolute monster and probably is fighting Volkanovski. But let's judge him by his best performance with Edson Barboza. The way he ran through Edson with ease was badass. I think he can run through Dan Ige too. I expect Ige on his back multiple times. I think his stand-up is very good, but it's not going to be easy to crack Bryce clean and knock him out. Thug Nasty, Bryce Mitchell, he's getting it done by a unanimous decision, I believe, in this fight here. And I'll tell you, we'll check him out on the scales. There's Dan Ige. Looked pretty okay. Bryce Mitchell looks like Bryce does. He's just not impressive on the scales. Eyes kind of look glossy, though. Then an intense face-off. I think Bryce Mitchell's going to pressure him all night, man. My confidence in Bryce Mitchell post-weigh-in rose. I think he's taking out Dan Ige. If the most confident pick section was post-weigh-in, I'd probably throw Bryce Mitchell in the lineup, man. I think he'd be in the lineup in the top 4. He looks good. I'm thinking he's getting it. I got him taking out Ige, guys. I'm going with Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell to get it done. I'm not writing him off just yet. He's going to win this thing. Bryce is minus 200 with Ige at plus 170. Mitchell is minus 115 by decision. Mitchell straight money line minus 200 range. I think he's getting a decision. It would be great for his career if he got a sub, which is plus 425. But Ige is so hard to finish. Expect Bryce Mitchell on the judges' scorecards. I'm going to take him by a decision. I'm going Thug Nasty. I'm going Bryce Mitchell for the win in our co-main event. And let's jump to the main event of the evening. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. It's Rafael Fiziev versus Mateusz Gamrot. I'm picking the side of Rafael Fiziev. I have been all week. I believe that Fiziev has the striking game to seriously do damage in this fight. And damage is going to trump all as far as the judging criteria, but also it's the best way to finish the fights. Now, of course, aside from if you're able to get a submission, I don't think Gamrot is subbing up Fiziev. I expect him to pressure wrestle in this fight, but eat a lot of shots on the way to doing such a thing. He's been dropped in fights previously, his past two. I think he's getting dropped here with Fiziev, and I think he can get knocked out here with Fiziev. This right here is the most dangerous technical striking test that he's had. You look at the last five. Jeremy Stephens, he ran through. Diego Ferreira, he knocks out. Even though it was an injury stoppage, right? It was the rib broke for Ferreira, I believe. Arman Sarukian, he wins, but it was controversial. He loses to Beneil. Beneil was able to get to him with shots and do very well. And then Jalen Turner and him, granted Gamrot was short notice. It was a coin flip back and forth that was real close. Gamrot shooting for takedowns a lot. The more damaging side is, the Turner side. Fiziev here, he's got 5 rounds to get it done. Dos Anjos knockout, Brad Riddell, Bobby Green decision, Moicano KO. And then you can see he lost to Gaethje by a majority decision, but damn, Justin Gaethje is the BMF champion right now, so that loss ain't bad at all. Fiziev winning this fight in impressive fashion is right back in the mix. And I'm telling you, I think he's going to be right back in the mix after Saturday. I got him knocking out Gamrot. 3rd or 4th round, I see it very live here. Even if Fiziev is taken down, I can see him bouncing back up, scrambling. Gamrot from the top, he can garner some control, but how much damage is he going to do? How much submission threats he's going to put in play? I don't see it. I don't see Fiziev getting ran through on the ground. Coming from the striking background, he's got very good hips, which translates to very good takedown defense. I think Fiziev is going to knock out Gamrot, guys. As far as the scales, let's check them out. Let's look at these savages. There is Gamrot. There is Fiziev. Fiziev looks shredded as hell. I mean, not that Gamrot doesn't look great, too. Then we got a good face-off, and you're going to say, damn, Gamrot looks clearly bigger. Note something. I made sure to watch in depth the weigh-in face-off video from the officials. Gamrot's wearing shoes. Fiziev is wearing slides, right? Sandals. So just remember, the extra inch that you see in there is the shoes. There's not a significant height difference between these two. And I think that Fiziev striking is the ultimate difference maker in this true striker versus grappler fight, which I love to see. Fiziev is minus 155. Gamrot plus 130. I got Fiziev to win. Knockout. Over 4.5, minus 135 with an under at plus 105. Interesting. Fiziev on the KO side, plus 170. He's got a real chance for KO. It's a definitely competitive fight. Like, I'll throw it out the gate. I think Fiziev's going to knock him out, but there's going to be moments for Gamrot. Minus 150 to plus 130. It's odd, right? How much Gamrot's luck has shifted. He goes from being a massive favorite against Benny Dariush to now being a fair, fairly slight, but still a clean underdog against Fiziev in this fight. I expect Fiziev to knock him out, but I recognize Gamrot is game as fuck. So we're going to go Fiziev. We're going to go KO. I'm going striker over the grappler and a damn good fight in our main event of the evening. But we're not done just yet, my people. We got to talk about the parlays. So let's bring some parlays together. Let's make something happen here. What are we looking at for these parlays? All right. Marina Rodriguez, I'm confident in. And let's say you threw Rodriguez Malkoun because you just want to, throw something down without the lock. Minus 174. Obviously, Bryan Battle is the lock of the week. I like the odds of him winning the fight a lot here as well. Plus 143 for that trifecta. If you didn't want Marina, you don't want to do the women's fights, it's still minus 122. But somewhere, I don't know. I just want to play with this one. What if we go Bryan Battle and Jake Collier? Plus 242. Post weigh-in, Collier is a very good underdog, guys. Inoue, Battle, Collier for something a little different. Plus 356. Let's take out the side of Collier and let's put Marina back in. Marina, Inoue, and Battle plus 174 with Malkoun plus 224. Let's see here. What do we want to add in? Let's say we went Tamires Vidal plus 359. Like I said, Vidal was an honorable mention in the this week's Best MMA Bets Confident Pick section. She is a confident call. Plus 359 for that lineup there. Interesting. All right. Collier. So Inoue, Battle, Collier, Malkoun, Rodriguez. Plus 619. Bryce Mitchell at the top, plus 978. I don't know, man. It's kind of ringing. It's kind of ringing. I don't know. It's kind of ringing. Plus 1861. Battle, Inoue, Rodriguez, Malkoun, Collier, Mitchell, and the over 2.5 in the Jourdain Ramos is plus 1861. I think it's live, man. I do. Which is crazy, but I do think it's live. You see, post weigh-in, my confidence on the Collier side jumped up. The weigh-ins tell all sometimes. And I haven't pick flipped in so long, so I'm actually really excited about Jake Collier as a pick flip this week. If you just wanted to go main card, let's say you went Rodriguez and Mitchell at minus 100, and let's say then you threw an early dog, Collier plus 344. Some decent ways to play it. I really think Bryan Battle's going to win. Battle Rodriguez in itself is plus 107 range, though, which is not even a bad play. Battle Malkoun is minus 119 with Rodriguez plus 145. So you can still get that plus money for a 3-fighter tag that I like. But if you want to do something a little earlier in the night, maybe you want to go with Inoue early on. Inoue, Battle Malkoun plus 145. Someone's telling me Vidal's going to get it, but plus 247. Let's see. Collier, Inoue, Malkoun, Battle plus 444. I'm going to remove the lock Battle out. And we'll go Malkoun, Inoue, Collier, plus 250 now. That really stretches the dog nicely. Just Inoue, Collier, it's not great at plus 196, but nearly 2-1. And I think Inoue does pull it off. Collier, Rodriguez. Collier, Mitchell, plus 233. Very interesting. Very interesting. Vidal, something a little alternate here. Collier, Mitchell, Vidal, plus 372. I'm getting obsessed with the numbers over here. But, guys, bet it intelligently. Obviously, you can tell my Collier underdog side I'm liking more than John's. Now, John's and Collier plus 466 if you put them together. But, yeah, I don't know. Post weigh-ins, Collier is just, he's speaking to me, man. Cutting that weight, he speaks to me. Let's see something. I'm going to run with a fuckload of picks here, and I'm not necessarily recommending this, but I just want to check it out. I just want to see what the tag is for a bit of a stretch type play. All right, so if we went down the lineup, Fialho, Battle, Rodriguez, Mitchell, Collier, Vidal, Inoue, Malkoun. Let's see, the over in this here, plus 43. Holy shit, plus 4,300. Took Fialho out, you're still at plus 2,678. Took Vidal out, you're still at plus 1,800. Let's get it. Let's get it. There's definitely some plus 1,000s that could potentially hit, man. You got to go a little crazy for it, but it's not out of the question. Guys, be cautious with your parlays. You know, it ain't ever guaranteed free money, but now you got some ideas of some potential plays. And, you know, I'm glad that there was a pick flip. There hasn't been a pick flip in so long. And, you know, normally I hate my pick flips. This one I'm riding with confidently. Regardless of what happens, I'm happy I did it because I really think Jake Collier coming in shape for this fight is ultimately a potential massive difference maker. Removes the red flag about him with him being out of shape. Much love, my people. I hope you enjoyed today's weigh-in recap show. Make sure you smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn the post notifications on. Share the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the picks, specifically the pick flip. Is anybody else pick flipping to the Collier side after seeing them on the scales? Let me know in those comments. And if you got nothing to say in the comments, we just enjoy the content. As always, drop a W in the chat to boost the algorithm for your boy. And make sure you turn the post notifications on. Don't just leave them on personalized. Put them on all so you don't miss a video because I got content dropping every single day of the week. I'm live tomorrow for the entire card. UFC Vegas 79. Cannot wait for it. Much love, my people. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace, everybody.